If you've ever blamed inflation, politics, or just bad luck for Vegas's decline, this video might surprise you, because the real mistakes, the ones nobody talks about, may have only just begun. There was a time when Vegas felt free. Neon nights, cheap rooms, endless possibilities. People came for the thrill and left with stories. But that Vegas is disappearing. In 2025, something colder took its place. Las Vegas became a machine, every step tracked, every emotion optimized, every decision predicted. Even the CEO of MGM Resorts finally admitted, "We've lost control of the narrative." This is how Las Vegas reprogrammed itself, and even the people running it now feel ashamed. Las Vegas used to be a city of predictable thrills. Prices were printed, buffets were cheap, and even the biggest hotels had fixed rates. People came because they felt the game was fair, at least the illusion was. But in the years after 2023, that illusion quietly broke. Behind the glowing marquees, hotels began experimenting with a new weapon, dynamic AI pricing. A system that doesn't just read the market, it reads you. It started small. MGM and Caesars adopted revenue software like Duetto and Rainmaker, feeding it occupancy data, booking history, and loyalty habits. Then came the shift. By late 2024, machine learning entered the equation. The algorithm learned who booked last minute, who used discounts, who hesitated at checkout. By 2025, almost every major resort had joined in, and the autonomous hotel, the first fully AI-powered hotel, became the city's proof of concept. "We used to update prices twice a day," says a revenue manager from an unnamed strip resort. "Now the system pushes 50 adjustments before lunch. We don't even touch it anymore. It learns what each guest can handle." What sounds efficient in boardrooms feels manipulative on the ground. Guests report seeing prices change within minutes, sometimes while comparing tabs on their phones. "I saw a suite for $149, recalls a California tourist interviewed anonymously. "I refreshed the page, and it jumped to $189. Same room, same day. I thought it was a glitch, but my friend booked 10 minutes earlier at the lower rate." That's not a glitch. It's the algorithm learning demand. Unlike Uber's surge model, Vegas hotels don't update every hour, but they change just enough to make you doubt your luck. Each recalculation watches weather, event calendars, flight arrivals, and your digital behavior. Even scrolling speed and time of day feed the system's confidence score. In 2025, the autonomous hotel took it further, linking room rates, minibar snacks, and retail prices into one dynamic matrix. A bottle of water might cost $6 at 10 a.m. and $7 by sunset. A Snickers and Gatorade combo could rise from $10 to $14 before the weekend crowd arrives. "We call it revenue optimization, Gaserigon," says a former hotel analyst, but guests call it something else, price roulette. Even MGM's CEO Bill Hornbuckle broke the silence. In a rare earnings call in late 2025, he admitted, "If we think people are paying attention to price and things like a $12 Starbucks coffee at Excalibur, then shame on us. We've lost control of the narrative." It wasn't just a price problem. It was an image problem. Guests weren't just shocked by $26 bottles of water, they felt tricked. It's profitable, no doubt. Dynamic pricing lifted average revenue per room by 4 to 6% in early 2025. But at what cost? The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority reported an 8% drop in visitors over the first 7 months of the year, June and July, down 11% and 12%. RevPAR slid 8%, room nights fell 6%, ADR dropped another 6%. Analysts point to pricing fatigue. Travelers, burned by unpredictable rates and opaque fees, are choosing destinations that still post stable prices. Even lobby shops are losing trust. Michael Traeger of TravelZork called it predatory micro-pricing, a nickel-and-dime strategy driving guests to CVS and Walgreens outside the Strip. "You can feel it in the air," says a longtime concierge at a Central Strip hotel. People come to the desk frustrated, showing screenshots of prices changing in real time. They don't yell, but you can see the trust leaving their faces. Vegas, once the symbol of fun and freedom, now feels like a spreadsheet that never stops calculating. Yes, AI pricing brings efficiency, filling rooms, trimming waste, but it drains something far more valuable: the human sense of fairness. In a city built on risk, players accept losing. What they can't accept is feeling rigged before the game starts. Dynamic AI pricing has turned every search, every click, every hesitation into leverage against the guest. And as trust erodes, the magic fades. The Strip still shines bright, but behind the neon, a quieter reality hums, one where code decides who belongs and how much their luck should cost. The eyes of Las Vegas never sleep. In every casino, from the marble floors of Caesars to the glass towers of Aria, thousands of silent lenses are fixed on every move, every glance, every dollar that changes hands. What began decades ago as simple security has evolved into a vast intelligent network, a surveillance economy where data itself is the new jackpot. At MGM's Aria Resort alone, more than 100 cameras, including dozens of 360-degree fisheyes, feed a real-time command center. Systems like Table I-21 combine overhead video with RFID-chipped casino tokens to monitor bets, read player skill, and even flag card counters who are still technically playing by the rules. Facial recognition AI, introduced to Las Vegas in the early 2010s, now identifies not just known offenders, but also high-value guests worth extra attention. License plate recognition from Rekor Technologies tracks vehicles entering and exiting, linking them to loyalty databases. "We don't just look for cheaters," says a former casino IT engineer. "The system knows when a player's excitement drops or when they're about to leave. It can trigger a free drink or adjust lighting to keep them engaged. It's not about safety anymore. It's about retention." But that retention comes with a hidden cost: the loss of privacy. For many guests, the moment they step onto the gaming floor, they surrender far more than money. Facial patterns, betting history, spending habits, and body language cues are captured, stored, and analyzed, often without clear consent. Some players report a strange discomfort, realizing the casino doesn't just remember their face, it remembers how they feel when they win or lose. "I came here to escape, not to be watched," says a California tourist. You can sense it. The cameras, the AI, it's like being studied, not entertained. Beyond personal unease, the scale of surveillance introduces serious privacy and cybersecurity risks. Every connected camera and sensor becomes a potential doorway for hackers. In one widely reported breach, attackers infiltrated a casino's internal network through a smart fish tank thermometer connected to Wi-Fi, stealing data on VIP guests within minutes. Experts warn that AI-based systems, while efficient, expand the attack surface. More data, more entry points, more opportunities for exploitation. Ethically, the surveillance economy blurs the line between protection and manipulation. Casino algorithms now classify visitors into spending tiers, deciding who gets premium service, who receives targeted promotions, and who is quietly ignored. It's a subtle form of digital discrimination. Customers judged not by who they are, but by what their data predicts they might spend. Sociologists describe it as a power imbalance in plain sight. The system knows everything about the player knows almost nothing about the system. As these tools expand beyond casino floors into hotel lobbies, shopping corridors, and entertainment zones, Vegas is becoming a live laboratory for urban surveillance. What once made the city thrilling, the freedom to disappear for a weekend, is eroding. Visitors are growing wary. Reviews on travel forums mention the city feeling too controlled, too digital, or not fun anymore. Some travelers choose other destinations, citing discomfort with facial recognition or unpredictable data policies. Industry analysts connect this sentiment with a measurable shift. Visitor numbers down nearly 8% in the first 7 months of 2025. Average time on gaming floors down 6 to 8%, and guest satisfaction scores slipping year over year. Casino executives argue that the technology enhances safety and efficiency, yet the irony is inescapable. The more secure the environment becomes, the less human it feels. Tourists come to Vegas to feel alive, spontaneous, unjudged. Surveillance kills that illusion. The laughter that once filled the tables is quieter now, replaced by a low electronic hum, the sound of a city watching itself. Vegas may have mastered control, but it's losing humanity. And for a city built on freedom, that may be the biggest gamble of all. If you think being watched is disturbing, wait until you realize the air itself is part of the system. Because in Las Vegas, algorithms don't just track your behavior, they design your emotions. If you think being watched is disturbing, wait until you realize the air itself is part of the system. Because in Las Vegas, algorithms don't just track your behavior, they design your emotions. And nowhere is that more literal than on the casino floor, where scent, sound, and temperature are quietly engineered to steer how long you stay, how much you spend, and even how you feel about losing. Music in Vegas casinos isn't just background noise, it's a tool. AI systems track activity through surveillance and shift the soundtrack in real time. When the floor gets busy, the tempo goes up. A slow jazz tune at 2 a.m. might give way to pulsing EDM by 9 p.m. One former tech staffer from a strip casino, speaking under condition of anonymity, admitted that changing the BPM of the playlist can increase betting pace by up to 12%. The playlist isn't there to entertain. It's there to guide your decisions without you noticing. Scent works even deeper. Studies dating back to the 1990s found that players exposed to pleasant smells like lavender or vanilla spent up to 45% more at slot machines. Today, casinos like the Las Vegas Hilton pump custom fragrances through HVAC systems, adjusting strength and blend based on crowd density, time of day, even detected stress levels. In a 2024 study, eye-tracking data revealed that pleasant ambient scent increased visual focus on betting outcomes by 30%, especially after a loss. Scent keeps you calm, focused, and subtly nudged toward riskier behavior. Temperature is the quietest control layer, but no less calculated. Most casinos hold the ambient air between 22 and 24 degrees Celsius, warm enough to prevent discomfort, cool enough to stay alert. Combined with controlled humidity and even soothing natural sounds like running water, this climate design reduces cognitive fatigue and makes players linger longer. Sensors detect crowd flow and adjust airflow dynamically, targeting not comfort, but optimization. But beneath this seamless design lies a quiet manipulation that few visitors realize until it's too late. One frequent gambler we spoke to, who asked not to be named, said she only noticed something was wrong when she left the casino floor after hours of playing and felt like she had been in a trance. No idea how much time had passed or how much she'd spent. Another guest recalled stepping outside and shivering in the 40-degree heat because her body had adapted to the artificial climate inside. These aren't just anecdotes. They are symptoms of a deeper issue. Algorithmic atmosphere creates an illusion of control while quietly stripping it away. By manipulating what you hear, smell, and feel, casinos guide your choices without a word spoken. It's a silent persuasion that bypasses logic and speaks directly to your nervous system. The problem isn't just that it works, it's that it works so well, most people never realize they're being guided. This kind of invisible engineering might boost casino profits, but it also raises serious ethical questions about consent, autonomy, and addiction. In a city already known for its excesses, algorithmic atmosphere may be its most seductive and most dangerous trick yet. In Las Vegas, your slot machine isn't just a game, it's a predictive system trained to know exactly when you're about to leave, and it doesn't beg you to stay. It lures you with data-driven rewards tailored to your habits, emotions, and vulnerabilities. Casinos like MGM, Resorts World, and Wynn now deploy machine learning models across thousands of machines to monitor real-time play data, your betting history, session length, pause frequency, even subtle emotional cues captured by facial recognition. When the system senses a drop in engagement, say after a losing streak or during a quiet moment, it activates a personalized bonus. That might be free spins, loyalty credits, or even a pop-up message saying, "We've got a surprise for you." And just like that, you're pulled back in. The Taibo system, technology-induced bonusing, now used at many Vegas casinos, even tailors bonuses based on your favorite sports team. For example, triggering a reward the moment the Vegas Golden Knights score. These systems aren't just smart, They're adaptive. If your expression shows stress, the machine may lower difficulty. If you're winning, it might increase the reward speed. Every action is logged, analyzed, and responded to. Casinos also use churn prediction models like IBM Watson's to identify players at risk of quitting, sometimes even 14 days in advance, and send out customized offers via email or through floor staff to win them back. Loyalty tiers are no longer based purely on spending, but on predicted lifetime value, how much you'll likely spend if the system plays you right. This transforms hospitality into behavioral science. According to internal casino reports, these AI-driven systems have increased player retention by up to 35%, while boosting average time on device is a key profitability metric in the slot machine industry. To players, these rewards feel lucky, generous, even magical, but in reality, they are cold, calculated interventions designed to override your decision to stop playing. In this new Vegas, you're not playing the machine. The machine is playing you. You didn't click agree, but it happened anyway. You didn't feel yourself change, but you did. Welcome to Las Vegas, a city built not just on entertainment, but on invisible control. Unlike the flashing lights and spinning reels, the real game isn't about luck. It's about subtle manipulation, engineered by data and deployed through your senses. Most visitors don't notice it, but casinos spend millions studying how you move, how you breathe, and how long you linger near a slot machine. From the way escalators guide your steps to the temperature nudging you to stay, every detail is designed to shape your behavior without triggering suspicion. The result? A perfectly orchestrated environment that feels fun, but functions like a trap. And the most dangerous part is that you think you're making free choices. In reality, those choices were predicted, guided, and monetized long before you arrived. That's why tourists today are starting to feel something they can't quite name. It's not about losing money. It's the creeping realization that everything around them is engineered for one purpose: to keep them playing. This isn't just a casino floor anymore. It's an algorithmic maze, and the deeper they go, the less they trust what they feel. That's the emotional fracture beneath Vegas's declining tourism. People aren't just leaving because of high prices or fees. They're leaving because it doesn't feel real anymore. It feels rigged. One former visitor described it perfectly in a Reddit post. I walked the strip last month and felt like I was being watched, pushed, and priced into every decision. Vegas used to be wild. Now it just feels calculated. That sense of being silently manipulated, without consent, without escape, is changing how travelers see the city. A guest at a downtown resort anonymously shared how even their room placement felt suspicious. They put me near the elevator, by a vending machine with $7 water. There was no minibar, no option, no warning. It's like the whole thing was designed to upsell me. These aren't one-off stories. They're multiplying. And when guests begin to associate Vegas not with thrill but with exhaustion, the dream breaks. The invisible control isn't a conspiracy. It's a business model. And like all extractive systems, it eventually pushes too far. In 2025, as AI systems personalize pricing, environments, and even emotional cues, Vegas has turned into a lab for behavioral economics. But the human side is crumbling. Guests want escape, not surveillance. Surprise, not prediction. And increasingly, they're choosing to go elsewhere. Because while Vegas still glows with neon and sound, something colder runs beneath it now. The knowledge that every choice might not be your own. What's happening in Las Vegas isn't just about one city. It's a warning about where tourism everywhere might be headed. From online shopping to airport terminals, environments are increasingly shaped by predictive algorithms. But Vegas pushed it to the edge. It didn't just automate convenience. It engineered experience. It turned the entire city into a behavioral laboratory where visitors aren't just guests, they're test subjects. Inside casinos, every movement is logged, every pause is measured, every emotional dip is an opportunity to intervene. These aren't glitches, they're features. And for a while, they worked. But now, something is shifting. Tourists are waking up. They're realizing that behind the neon lights and smiles, they're being profiled, scored, nudged, and optimized, not welcomed. This realization doesn't spark outrage, it sparks distance. People don't leave angry, they just stop coming back. Because the real loss isn't just about money or bad service, it's the erosion of spontaneity or surprise and trust, the very elements that make travel feel alive. Las Vegas became the testing ground for a kind of tourism that feels more like software than adventure. And in chasing perfect optimization, it forgot the messy, unpredictable magic that made it unforgettable. Now, that absence is being felt, not in headlines, but in quiet decisions, unbooked flights, and empty casino chairs. The illusion of freedom is easy to create, but once broken, it's nearly impossible to restore. What used to feel like freedom now feels like programming. The thrill has been replaced with optimization, and many don't even notice until they do. So the question isn't just what happened to Vegas, it's deeper. What's happening to us? If you've ever felt this invisible shift, this subtle loss of agency wrapped in entertainment, tell us in the comments. And if you want to keep uncovering hidden layers behind cities like this, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. What we explore next might change how you see other places too.